Hi, it's John, and welcome to the channel. 5:11 a.m. on Monday, February 10th. Hope you're having a great day today with the big blue mug of coffee. And I think we are on DEFCON 5 right now when it comes to an emergency here in Canada and delaying the election until 2026. I think all of the pieces are in play now for the Liberals, and I think some of this is planned as well, which I think is disgraceful. But I do believe we're going to have an election in 2026. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to run through a few of the things and the indicators I've come to see regarding this issue here in Canada. So let's start off with not securing the border. This article right here, running in the Canadian press, Ford urges Ottawa to move faster to satisfy U.S. border security demands. Now, this was published on February the 7th, just a few days ago. And Doug Ford, who's in an election campaign right now, so keep that in mind, had this to say in front of the cameras.
You know what the Trump administration wants? They've been very, very clear. They've been clear to me. They've been clear to everywhere in North America. They need to tighten up the border. It's been 4 days. The federal government says we're going to get a border czar. That's what the Trump administration wants. What takes 4 days to figure this out? Announce a border czar. But to the federal government, enough of talking in the back room. Announce a czar.
So the Premier of Ontario is saying Canada is not acting fast enough in declaring a border czar here. Now, I don't know the answer to this question. Maybe you do. Is a fentanyl czar the same as a border czar? Now, going back to that headline from Doug Ford, that was from February the 7th. So that's just a couple of days ago. Here's an article from the 6th of February. Canada's fentanyl czar details should clear by end of week, minister says. Now, the end of the week has already gone by. We're at the beginning of the week. I don't think we've named a fentanyl czar. And if you look at what the fentanyl czar is supposed to be doing, this article right here, Public Safety Minister David McGuinty, look in the middle, in that middle paragraph. Speaking to reporters on Thursday, this would be last week, McGuinty was asked about the timeline of the fentanyl czar, who will serve as the primary liaison between the Canadian and U.S. governments in addressing the two countries' fentanyl crisis, not addressing border security issues. So I think the border czar is different than the fentanyl czar, and it looks like the government of Canada is not acting fast enough when it comes to a border czar in this country. And as Doug Ford said, that's the thing that the Trump administration wants. They want a secure border. So moving along to number 2 on this list, today we have an aluminum and steel tariffs coming in from the United States. Now, I think this is a real, it's an awful move by Donald Trump. But Donald Trump smells blood in the water, folks, and he's going to take advantage of this as much as possible. So tariffs are coming in today, aluminum, steel. Another reason why the Liberals will say we need to declare an emergency and push off the election to 2026. This will hurt. We export a lot of aluminum and steel to the United States of America, and we really don't have an answer to this one. It's going to be interesting to find out what happens over the next couple of days, but that's another indicator. Now, number 3, Trudeau says Trump is serious about Canada becoming the 51st state.
Mr. Trump has it in mind that one of the easiest ways of doing that is absorbing our country, and it is a real thing.
Now, this was an open mic. Just a rule to you, being a broadcaster for years, never ever say anything around microphones, even if you think they're dead. But Trudeau said this on an open mic. The only reason he's admitting this right now is because it gives him another opportunity to say, we need an emergency. We need to delay the election to 2026. So another piece has fallen into place. Up next, number 4, you all know this. Why have we not recalled Parliament? If this is the biggest economic threat we've been in under decades. More on that in just a moment. Why have we not recalled Parliament? We've recalled Parliament on a number of occasions here in Canada for things like housing, the COVID-19 pandemic. Obviously a very serious situation there, but this is an incredibly serious situation, and we have not recalled Parliament. This is not a serious government right now. We actually have no government. We have no leader of the government. He's over in Europe, which I'll get to in just a moment, but that's another reason why I think they're setting us up for an emergency here in Canada. Now I want to go through this video with Melanie Joly, the Foreign Affairs Minister, and listen to what she says.
I'll just end on this. Do you not think, though, that having a quote-unquote lame duck prime minister and a government that is nearing the end of its life cycle, that is not helpful to the country and to facing off the president-elect?
Great question.
Well, what I will answer to you on that question is any politician, any leader in this country need to put their country first.
Okay, so she wants to point out Pierre Poilievre here. She's playing petty politics. Listen to what she says in just a moment.
And we need to be united because this is the biggest economic threat that we've been under in decades.
So if it's the biggest economic threat we've been under in decades, why is Parliament not sitting?
Mm-hmm. And so based on that, this is not the time to play politics. This is not the time for conservatives to try to undermine and the government or...
So this is not the time for the conservatives to undermine the government. We have no government.
Or score points against the Liberals because of petty politics.
There's the petty politics.
This is a time to be serving the country for the best interest of the country.
So this is a stupid answer because we're supposed to be serving the country for the best interests of the country, but we have no government right now.
That's what I'm doing personally, and that's what Pierre Poilievre needs to do, and that's what everybody in the country needs to do. This is time for Team Canada.
If it's time for Team Canada, why do we have tariffs coming in, aluminum and steel today? We have no Team Canada. There's no Team Canada. This country is more divided than it's been. I love seeing the people online, the faux Canadian patriotism we're going through right now. I'm canceling my trip to Florida because I don't want to deal with the United States of America. Donald Trump, as I said, sees blood in the water, folks, and he's going to take advantage of Canada because we are weak right now, because we have no government, because we're in the middle of a liberal leadership campaign, and we're months away, if not years away, from an election right now. So this woman is not a serious person, and she is our foreign affairs minister. So our foreign affairs are an absolute mess right now with the United States of America. Now, another reason why I think we're in for an emergency situation in the country and a very, very late election into 2026 is because Trudeau's in Europe right now. I mean, the article's running right now that he's over there talking about them getting into some more trade deals with the EU, almost joining the EU, which I think is a ridiculous idea. I mean, Britain got out of it for all the right reasons. They had no control of their government anymore. Their government was controlled from Brussels and the EU. No control of their borders, no control of their immigration, no control of their trade, no control of their seas, no control of anything. I certainly don't think we need to be in that situation when it comes to Europe and Canada. And Trudeau's a lame duck prime minister. Anything he's doing over there is useless. He's not accomplishing anything. We'll have a new government pretty soon, hopefully sooner before later, but I don't think so. And they're gonna make their trade deals on their own. So Trudeau's over there hiding, as far as I'm concerned. And the last thing I want to tell you here is another reason why I think we're going to an election in 2026 is because Jagmeet Singh is running third in his riding right now. Here's his riding. He is running third in his riding right now. So he is very close to being shown the door. He says his party will vote non-confidence in the government, and they're not going to vote in lockstep with the Conservatives. There's no way. And Singh is not going to bring himself down, because that's what's going to happen if we go to an early election. Jagmeet Singh will no longer be the leader of the NDP. Their poll numbers are falling right now, so he's going to be shown the door. And he's not going to win in his own riding. So that's another reason why I think we're going to an election in 2026. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I do appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video if you liked it. And I'll see you in the next one.